On Monday, country star Zach Bryan came under fire for a new song titled Bad News, in which he name checks ICE raids in a way that a lot of people on the right wing interpreted as condemnatory of ICE, deporting illegal foreigners from this country. And in case you weren't aware already, here were the lyrics. In their full context. Didn't wake up dead or in jail. Some out-of-town boy's been giving us hell. I got some bad news. I woke up missing you. My friends are all degenerates, but they're all I've got. The generational story of dropping the plot. I heard the cops came. Cocky MFers, ain't they? And ICE is gonna come bust down your door. Try to build a house no one builds no more, but I got a telephone. Kids are all scared and all alone. The bars stopped bumping, the rocks stopped rolling, the middle finger's rising and it won't stop showing. Got some bad news, the fading of the red, white, and blue. So conservatives...
I'm so glad you had to read that and I didn't.
Why? Is it that bad?
No, it's not that. I'm just really bad at reading. I'd have been like, red, white, and blue.
And stuff.
And shit like that.
So conservatives responded to this song extremely negatively, and there were calls to boycott him. DC Drano said, we were just invaded by over 10 million illegal aliens, and who does Zach Bryan cheer for? The illegals. I smell a boycott brewing.
You know that, like, I know that this sounds crazy, but, like, just because of the space we work in, am I crazy to think that, like, your average everyday person, like, have you seen people saying, like, if the government, like, if it wasn't for X, I wouldn't even know that the government is shut down? Like, does the average everyday person pay that close attention? The one who's not on political Twitter or watching political commentators, are they paying close attention to the immigration issue? I have to assume they did, otherwise Donald Trump wouldn't have gotten elected. But I just don't know if it's the issue that the normies, like if it's that issue to normies. Maybe
yeah, well, since you bring that up, it seems like something that Zach Bryan shouldn't include in his lyrics if his fan base is largely apolitical normies, as we covered earlier this week with him. He's not actually biting the hand that feeds him, because the average country music fan is not some hardline Republican.
Not today.
Not like that anymore. He received a swift damnation from many in the White House, including spokeswoman Abigail Jackson. She said, while Zach Bryan wants to open the gates to criminal illegal aliens and has condemned heroic ICE officers, something in the orange tells me a majority of Americans disagree with him and support President Trump's great American revival. Godspeed, Zach. And then she was seconded by Kristi Noem, who did this interview about her boycott of Zach Bryan's music.
There we go.
Convicted pedophile here, a couple of criminals here. These are bad hombres, as the president would say. Yet you have major cultural icons, big-time country music superstar. His name's Zach Bryan. He probably has tens of millions of Trump supporters in his audience, and he just released an anti-ICE song. I want to get your response to that, especially given what we've seen today.
I heard that and listened to a little bit of it, and extremely disappointed and disheartened, and actually I hope he understands how completely disrespectful that song is, not just to law enforcement but to this country, to every single individual that has ever stood up and fought for our freedoms. He just compromised it all by putting out a product such as that that attacks individuals who are just trying to make our streets safe. So Zach, I didn't listen to your music. I'm happy about that today. That makes me very happy that I never once gave you a single penny to enrich your lifestyle if you truly believe what that song stands for. But I am going to go out and probably download some Jason Aldean songs, John Rich songs.
She's going to try that in a small town.
Yeah.
Kid Rock.
Party, Kid Rock, any of those guys. Those guys know what it means to stand up for freedom. So,
Okay.
But I didn't waste any money on Zach.
A follow-up, Secretary. Zach Bryan does big shows and is protected by law enforcement a lot, right? Probably protected by some federal law enforcement, local, and so on. Seems relatively disrespectful to go after federal law enforcement in this song.
Well, that's what's so special about law enforcement, is that they don't pick and choose who they defend when they do their jobs. They will even defend and protect people that don't respect them or stand up for them. So that's who I'll point to when I tell my grandkids to grow up like some.
Okay.
You looked skeptical at certain moments.
It feels very post 9/11, rah, 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 whatever. She's got that dog in her. I get it.
Sensitive subject, Brett.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So not just these public figures, but a lot of people online.
She doesn't listen
dragging...
She doesn't listen to Kid Rock.
What does she listen to?
She doesn't. I said this the other day.
She wasn't in the Spotify leaks.
It was like when Harry Sisson posted like the thing of Jimmy Kimmel and the other and Stephen Colbert. It's like Trump fears this the most. I'm like, okay, come on. Like, this is partisanship. I'll stop. I won't pretend that I listen to Kid Rock in 2025, and you don't pretend like Jimmy Kimmel is funny, and we'll all be better off for our honesty. Okay?
So true.
Like, don't. Just don't.
What do we think Kristi Noem listens to? Does she even listen to music?
She probably listens to music. Oh, I saw somebody compare the situation to like the Dixie Chicks in the early 2000s. That's a fair comparison with the Dixie Chicks and their like anti-Bush stance and all this stuff. It just feels like history is repeating itself all over again in a way less interesting way.
It's not even charming or
it's
nostalgic.
Not charming. Like I don't even get any freedom fries out of this. There's nothing to be gained here.
Well, as I said earlier this week, the problem with Zach Bryan isn't really even his purported political beliefs. It's that he is just tragically stupid.
And he backs down.
And nutless.
Like that's the thing. Like, I'm actually okay. Like, look, not everybody wants to be like known for their political takes, like, or even their controversial takes. Remember, like you said, he criticized Taylor Swift a little bit and then like locked his account because he doesn't want to get into fights with people and it's not his thing. I get that 100%. So then don't do it. It's like there's this inability today for people to have any level of impulse control. And it's actually worse here because it's like, I don't like it, but I get it. Sometimes like you get on X and you're like, you know what? Fuck this person specifically, and you post about it. Whatever. That's like a very low barrier to entry. But somebody had to write a song. They had to go to a studio and perform it. It had to be mixed and produced. Like, if you're not gonna like stand on what the lyrics mean, then why would you record them at all?
And unlike his little run-in with the Swiftie fan base, he can't come back from this and say that he was drunk when he posted it. This was premeditated, and he couldn't stand for the message of the song. Ultimately, he posted on Instagram basically walking back the message of the song. Here was his post in full. I wrote this song months ago. I posted this song 3 months ago as a snippet. This shows you how divisive a narrative can be when shoved down our throats through social media. This song is about how much I love this country and everyone in it more than anything. When you hear the rest of the song, you'll understand the full context that hits on both sides of the aisle. Everyone using this now as a weapon is only proving how devastatingly divided we all are. We need to find our way back. I serve this country, I love this country, and the song itself is about all of us coming out of this divided space. I wasn't speaking as a politician or some greater-than-thou asshole, just a 29-year-old man who is just as confused as everyone else. To see how much shit it stirred up makes me not only embarrassed, but kind of scared. Left wing or right wing, we're all one bird and American. To be clear, I'm on neither of these radical sides. To all those disappointed in me on either side of whatever you believe in, just know I'm trying my best too, and we all say things that are misconstrued sometimes. Everyone have a great day, and I love each and every one of ya. And then he added a P.S. The last few months of my life, I've been scrutinized by more people than I ever thought possible. I feel like I've tried my hardest in so many ways, and it's so hard to see where my bearings even are anymore. Been falling off a cliff while trying to grow wings at the same time. I'm so proud to have served in a country where we can all speak freely and converse amongst each other without getting doxxed or accosted on the internet or worse. The violence and heartbreak we have faced in the last few months. Godspeed, old sons, I'm out.
That conversation about like we should all be able to talk without all those things happening, that was never reality. That was the reality of the neighborhood you lived in and your conversations with people in the real world. From the moment social media like jumped into the existence of the world in your phone, it's been divisive. And it will never not be that way because there is no humanity on the other side of the line, meaning that they don't see your humanity. You know, I can look at what you're doing here and say that you're, you know, assuming, I don't know if he wrote this song, but if he wrote the song, he's an emotionally, you know, he's an emotional person. He wrote a song that, you know, admittedly, we don't know the whole context of it. So maybe it does do something in verse 2 that talks about, I don't know, you know, drug runners from another country and talking about like the evils of that. Maybe he does that. I doubt it. But the point being is that, you know, I can look at that and assume that there's some humanity there that's just getting lost in translation in the art. And that's fine. But most people aren't going to give you that much nuance to it because they don't see you as a person. They see you as some type of symbol for whatever they want to believe, which is what they were doing as soon as he posted this. Like, are you kidding me? This guy's great. He got drunk and like told cops to shut the fuck up. They're like, it's all so tiresome.
I think he's just too stupid to explain his art. It reminds me of when Sabrina Carpenter was like asked to explain her album cover and the meaning of it, and she just proved to the world that she's clearly not that bright, which is fine for an artist. You don't need to be smart. Some of the best musicians are kind of, you know, dim, and that's okay. But don't try to make it like more deep than it actually is. And if you're going to put a politicized statement into your song, don't walk it back the next day when people are threatening to boycott you.
And as we've learned, it sucks, but it's a fact of life that when you try to make everybody happy online, you end up making nobody happy for the most part. So, which sucks because that encourages people to be over the top, divisive, and pick sides and turn, I guess, politics in this case into some type of team sport, which isn't fun. It's not interesting. It's not enjoyable. It's just depressing.
I think he's just like most creative people, lacking in impulse control, and we know that much from his messy personal life that has been publicized.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.